Hey, I'm Sean Blanch. I'm one of the ArtStar CG Hobbyist recipients, and in this video I'm going to be covering one of my rewards ArtStar project has given me, and that is the XP Pen Artist Pro 16 graphics display tablet. And I want to give a disclaimer, I have already unboxed this thing and taken off the protective wrapping on everything but the glove. So I'll show the glove and its protective wrapping, but just note, if you were to get this tablet yourself, it would come in fully protective wrapping and coatings. Other than that though, let's go ahead and dive right in. So at the front of the box, you can see here they've got a cool astronaut logo with the tablet in the background. We're going to turn the box over and just show what you can expect on the inside. So the tablet screen itself is 15.4 inches. Comes with their new design X3 Elite Plus stylus pen. The thickness of the tablet is 9 millimeters, and it comes with 8 shortcut buttons and 2 dial wheels, one of which is a touch dial wheel. Okay, this tablet is pretty big. It's not the biggest in their product line, but it is one of the bigger tablets that they have. It is snug inside of the shipping container. Even without the protective film, they have this thing shipped really nicely snug and packed. So when you lift the tablet itself out, you can see the thickness there. I'll give a demonstration for comparison. I have a 2017 iPad Pro. Just to compare thicknesses. So this is the thickness of the iPad Pro, the thickness of the XP Pen. For screen size, when I turn it on, you'll be able to see a little bit better, but the screen covers this range here. And for a screen comparison, 12.9 inch 2017 iPad Pro. So taking this out of the box, set it aside over here. You've got your various power supply adapters. For the US, obviously you're going to use this one, and then you have your internationals as well. You don't necessarily need these if you have something that can provide sufficient USB power for the tablet itself, then you won't need to plug these in. Now inside of this small box that's on the top, you'll have your quick start, your warranty card, and your microfiber cloth. And this is the kind of protective filming that you'll have over all the stuff that comes inside. In the lower box, you have your cabling, the main cable, and you also have on the inside an extension USB cable as well. Now this cable is a 3-plug cable. We have HDMI along with 2 different USBs, one for data and one for power. The power one is obviously red, and I have a laptop docking station, and it can handle all 3 of these without any problems, so I don't need the power adapter at all. But if you do, then you can go ahead and plug it in, and then the USB extension cable is for use if you need longer length. On the other side that actually plugs into the tablet, you have a USB-C. So HDMI on one side and USB-C on the other side. And finally in the box we have the XP Pen X3 Elite Stylus. And this has a press to release button that lets this slide out, and it slides along some channels, which is really nice. And it is directional. The channels stop at the front of the pen and they start at the back of the pen. So it only goes in one way. You can't go in this way. And the pen is actually held in very firmly inside of this, which is really nice. This is an awesome case. I would have to say, of all their cases that I've seen on the website, this one looks to be the most practical. Now inside the case itself, you have the stylus along with 9 nibs and a nib installation helper tool. You would put a nib in there and then you could stab it down in. Now for size comparison, I have an Apple Pencil as well on my older iPad. This is the Gen 1 Apple Pencil, just to show you. And then as well, just for a secondary size comparison, is a Sharpie. So about the length of the Sharpie, not quite the width, except for at the front. Now the nib on this thing doesn't have a spring on it. It's got a microchip built in the inside, and that's supposed to help with the life of the pen itself. It doesn't have any batteries, so you don't need to worry about charging it. It does have two different buttons. There's a button here as well as a button here. And you have the drawing side and the eraser, and this has a little bit of give to it. So typically with most drawing applications, you would do a draw/erase, or if you're doing 3D sculpting like I do, you would be adding material and taking away material, or pushing and pulling away. And we'll get the box out of the way. And let's go ahead and hook this thing up. I am a left-handed artist. Now if you were right-handed, the tablet would sit with the shortcut keys and the turn dials on the left-hand side, and all of your ports are on the side that has the gray. And I can lift this up to show you. So you've got a security port, you got the USB-C power, where the cable would plug in, you have your power button, and you have your two different brightness buttons. Now for me, I'm going to flip it the other direction because I am left-handed. Once that's plugged in, you can press the power button and you'll notice that the light actually lights up, which is really handy. And the XP Pen logo will flash. And as you notice, for me, I don't have to do anything additional. My display just shows up in the correct orientation once I set it the first time. Now you have the brightness adjuster buttons, so up and down, or if you're turning the tablet around, it will go the other direction. And I'm going to grab my mouse and keyboard and we'll get started showing off the tablet. Okay, now that I got my mouse and keyboard, when you turn your tablet on, you're going to need to install some driver software. And so when you go to xppen.com, you can go to the downloads and you just select your tablet, and then you can pick your download operating system. I have Windows, so I'm going to click on the download for that driver. Now I've already downloaded it, but you just download and install the software. Once the software is downloaded, you should be able to see the Pen Tablet software. And the Pen Tablet software is where you set up and customize the settings for the Artist Pro. Now for me, on the Pen Tablet and Pen Display, I set my rotation to 180 degrees. When I did that, it was able to flip my screen for me. Now I could do the same thing in display settings and flip it, but I did it in this program so that it recognized that I did it. And then you just click OK. You can set the screen for where you want your screen to show up. Now I have my screen as a separate monitor. Over on the pen settings, you've got the X3 Elite Plus already chosen, and you have options to customize the eraser, the middle click, and the alternate click. You also have the ability to set and adjust the settings on the pressure, and it gives you feedback as you push on the tablet. The shortcut keys, you have K1 through K4 on the top and K5 through K8 on the bottom. The shortcuts can also be set for the roller dials. Once you're done, you click OK, and then you can export your settings, or you can import them if you have them saved already. I haven't had to lose my settings, so if you ever do lose them or you have to reinstall software, you can at least export the settings so you don't have to go through the whole setup process again. You can also apply settings to programs. So I have my own custom settings applied for my 3D sculpting program, Blender. I'm going through the CG Cookies human course and I'm doing sculpting here. So I can pick my brushes. And if I wanted to inflate a certain area, I can turn around on the eraser side and I can deflate another area. Bring my strength up. Subtract. There we go. Now I use these buttons to be able to rotate up and down to change my brush size. Now I also have set some custom settings to change my brush strength as well. And I coded an add-on to do this because XP Pen allows you to use keyboard shortcuts for your customized buttons and for your customized dials. I really like that I can do that. That's probably something that really surprised me. I was expecting only stock options, but I can zoom. I can change the functionality with one of my shortcut buttons to 4 different settings for the outside slider and 4 different settings for the touch slider as well, the touch dial. When I'm sculpting, I actually do use these a lot. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go. It's easy to know that I have 4 different settings to go from, so it's not too many to confuse me, but it's enough to know that I can go to the next one. But yeah, it's a good experience. I've already been using it for a few weeks now, and I have to say I'm really nicely impressed. Even though I got the tablet for free, the price tag currently on the website is around $450 US, and I would say that my iPad Pro 17 2017 model is around the same price on Amazon. And for a drawing tablet, the iPad Pro does okay on its own, but when you connect it to a computer, there is quite a bit of lag on my programs. And I've noticed that I get a performance increase when I use the XP Pen, and for me, that's worth the extra money with the functionality of only being able to be a graphics tablet, whereas the iPad is kind of a do-it-all. I like the way that I've got extra buttons as well. The iPad, I don't have that. And the multi-pen functionality. With the iPad, I only get just the pencil touch, and I have to change settings with my mouse. So I still use my mouse and keyboard while I'm modeling, even though I've got the tablet and pencil. Sometimes I'll use it to move me left and right, but I can also do that with the pencil with my shortcut keys. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. I'm not a full-time tablet reviewer, but I did want to give a review of this tablet that I'm impressed with the quality that you get for an entry-level tablet in the Pro Series line for XP Pen. I know that they sell lots of graphics tablets, and I'm really happy that I was able to get this one as one of my rewards. I can recommend it to any budding artist who's on a tight budget. I think this is a good choice, and the quality of the tablet itself, this thing is very sturdy. It's a little bit heavy, but it holds up quite well. Over the past few weeks I've used it, and the nib itself hasn't worn down at all. Now this does come with a laminating film that is supposed to help against anti-glare, and as you draw on the tablet with the nib will wear down instead of the tablet screen getting damaged. That's the intent. And they give you 9 extra nibs. I don't anticipate needing to replace one anytime soon, but they do have them available for you to replace. And that's it for my tablet review. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you on the next one.